Hello and welcome to a postseason edition of Bench Talk with Beard. Robert Giovanetti joined by Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard. Coach, great celebration for your season with the banquet earlier this week.
Yeah, it was a special event. You know, I was just so pleased for the players, number one, that many people in Red Raider Nation would come out and support them in an April banquet. It meant the world to me, knowing that it meant the world to the players.
Those 5 seniors got to sit up there. We were missing Tommy because he couldn't be there, but to interact with Fran Fraschilla. How important were those guys to build what you want to do going ahead in the future?
Well, they mean everything to me personally and the program. Every senior class is important. I always think back to Devin and Anthony and Ross and those guys helping us lay the foundation. And then certainly Keenan, Justin, Zach, Naeem, Tommy. Am I missing anybody?
No, I think that's the group.
It's pretty good. I talk about them so much.
Yes.
I know them more than Margot, Ella, and Avery. But no, those guys, not only did they build a foundation, to me, they kind of skip steps in the process. You know, they get us back in the tournament, they win a game, they get us to the Sweet 16. They're not satisfied there, they get to the Elite 8. And I really think against Villanova, we didn't get beat, we just ran out of time. But those guys did so much for the program, and I don't think they'll ever be forgotten.
Yeah, you talk about this all the time. Program's never been to the Elite 8, never done that. But you're not satisfied. This isn't going to define what you guys are looking to do.
No, we're just getting started. You know, with that being said, we know how difficult it is just to make the tournament every year, playing in the Big 12 and winning games. But our vision and our expectations are everything. It's just like I told the guys when we made the Sweet 16. I said, you know, in Lawrence, Kansas today, they're not partying because they made the Sweet 16. It's a given. They're trying to win the next one. And we've got to get to the point. I've been so proud not only of our players or program, but I think our fan base is starting to embrace the idea of expectations and visualizing that we can really do this. We can play on that final Monday, one day. We just got to continue to put ourselves back in the fight year after year.
You guys are working out now. How is things going this spring for you? What do you try to accomplish during the spring?
A lot of things. We obviously want to get our returning players better, and a lot of individual work goes into the April and May off season. This is John Riley time of year in the weight room. This is guys getting in the gym individually with our graduate assistants and assistant coaches. We get 2 hours a week per NCAA rules. We maximize every minute of those 2 hours. So, but simply stated, we got to have every guy in our program improve, and I feel confident that that'll happen this spring. Speaking
of assistant coaches, you moved Brian Berg up to an assistant coach. People who don't know Brian, what does he bring to the staff?
Oh, Berg's the best. You know, he's been in a role the last 2 years to help us get the program started. Chief of staff, I'm not even sure what that means, but right. I know Berg had his imprint on everything in the program allowed by the NCAA rules. And so now to transition back to the floor and recruiting, where he's very talented in those 2 areas, I think it's going to take our program to another level.
He's a hard worker. I mean, he busted all the time.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has to be at this level.
Right.
Always kind of get a kick out of when, well, this guy's a grinder. I mean, if you're not grinding, you're getting beat. But I do respect the question. I mean, Berg's a guy that simply stated basketball is everything to him. You know, besides his family and his faith, basketball is him. He's a 24/7 guy, and his work ethic will bleed into our program.
Talk about these guys out recruiting. Tell us a little bit about the guys you've already signed to join the team.
Well, we're really proud of our early class. You know, with Deshaun and Kyler, those 2 guys give us some talent in our backcourt, and then certainly this spring we're just getting started. But with the additions of Kayvon and Tyreek, these are 2 guys that we think are going to be able to play immediately in our league and be impact players. And then we still got some work to do. Certainly with the 5 seniors, I don't know if we can replace them, but we've got to figure it out in recruiting. And then with the great news of Zaire having a chance to be an NBA player, which we all support, and just think the world of this situation. We know he's not going to be the only one and done. We want to recruit players that can do that. And I think we've got some guys in our program right now, Jarrett Culver being at the top of that list, guys, you know, that I don't think should be in college 4 years if he does what he's supposed to do. In spring recruiting, we got to continue to improve the roster.
17-1 at home this year. Our fans are important. How much did that help you guys? 5 sellouts this season, but we want more next year.
It means everything. You know, it's like a broken record, but I just have such a conviction when I say it. There's a relationship in college basketball between attendance and winning, and this year we showed that. You know, 17-1 at home in the Kansas game, a lot of adversity with Justin's concussion and some officiating that I didn't quite agree with at times. But I really thought that we had a chance to be undefeated at home. We were right there. As long as our crowds continue to build on what we've built, I just think we can make the USA the best place in college basketball to play, and ultimately that'll help our program compete.
27 wins, Elite 8 appearance, first time in school history. Chris Beard, thank you, Coach.
Thanks.